let's begin this module with an introductory discussion about how to assess reading. We've got 7 to 8 modules within this main topic, how to assess reading. So why we need to assess reading, the basic question. There are, of course, various reasons why we need to assess reading. One of the key reasons is to assess if the students have developed this basic skill of reading, if they can, do they have some effective or useful strategies to make meaning of the text or understand what they are reading. And secondly, to assess their level of knowledge in second language. So let's keep these fundamental aspects in mind when we need to assess reading. So assessing reading helps learners stay motivated because it gives them a track of what they have done, what they have read, and how they have read. So it not only keeps them motivated, but also encourages them learning. When they receive feedback from their teachers, if they are doing well or not, so it helps them motivated, it helps them keep learning, and it helps them do more extensive reading. So it also helps teachers to do monitoring of the development taking place in reading area, and it also allows greater opportunity for teachers to provide effective and constructive feedback to the students about reading. So when we are assessing reading, just bear in mind when you become second language teachers and you are teaching in the Pakistani context. So assessing reading will help you find out or identify salient problems faced by the students, and it will also help measure proficiency of the students. So these are some of the ideas which we will discuss throughout the main topic, assessing reading. Right. There are different ways of assessing reading, which we will discuss in the following modules in detail. One of them is to help students keep logs of what they read. For example, the title of the book, or the level of enjoyment, or the level of involvement in the reading material. And they can also keep record of the book reports. They can write a review. They can be encouraged to write review of the book, and they can be given some comprehension tests just to understand whether they comprehend what they read. And we can also give them some graphs to assess their level of speed, and we can involve them, do those graphs and develop. And then one of the most important areas by which we can assess reading is just to make our students read aloud. Reading aloud, when you make your students read, make them read aloud. Reading aloud can help understand if the students recognize and spell words properly with their proper intonation or not. So there are some tests, for example, grammatical tests and speed reading tests and closed tests. So we will look at these, the implications and significance of these tests and why we need such tests in the coming module, we will discuss why we need tests to assess the grammaticality of the student, grammatical proficiency of the students, and then speed reading tests, the strategies used by the learners, and then closed tests, fill in the blanks, for example, taking out every fifth word and making student fill in the blanks. So there are three key aspects which we need to keep in mind while we assess reading. Although we will discuss these issues of reliability, validity, and practicality later on in the following modules, in the coming modules, but let me just shed light on some of the key features of reliability. Reliability means that the test, a reading test, is fairly understandable for the student. There is no ambiguity, and the instructions are clearly given. And if someone else, marks the test, they can also produce similar kind of results. And validity means that the students don't face any difficulty in terms of comprehending the given instructions and the tests. And practicality means that the instructions are given clearly, and there is no repetition from the text. For example, if there are comprehension questions, so there is no repetition of the text, and there is less guessing. Of course, students can make the use of their general knowledge to answer questions in the assessment of measurement of reading skill. So overall, assessing reading is key because it allows teachers to take track of students' proficiency, not only proficiency but also their learning, and it also gives motivation for the students to keep reading and keep learning.